Welcome, my dear friends. Today, we're going to be talking to another interesting person that I've found out about and that y'all found out about too from episode 4 of my reviews of H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival, the one in Mobile, Alabama that I went to. He's a director of Don't Bother the Neighbors, that short film that I love so much. So, my dear friends, meet new dear friend, Jeff Gorcyca. Jeff, how you doing, man?
Hey, I am good. Thank you for having me today.
Man, I'm stoked. So, just to make sure the folks at home know what we're dealing with here, there's a term, I believe it's a triple threat, where a person is a writer, director, producer, or singer, songwriter, some combination of those things. So, Jeff here, he's got quite the list of threats that he can pose: actor, writer, director, singer, YouTuber, gamer, even juggler. So hide your wife, hide your daughters around this, hide whatever you got. So he's a man of many talents, and we got a lot to talk about. Now, there's two
Oh, yeah.
reasons that got me most interested to extend the invite to you, and I'm very happy you accepted. Is that one, of course, I liked your short film. I wanted to find out more about what went into that, what your process is. But two, and the questions we're going to come to later are going to reflect this, that so far I've interviewed graphic artists and role-playing game designers, the writers, that kind of people, because I'm interested in what they do. But in doing my research on Don't Bother the Neighbors and you, with your experience in putting points on the board in the film industry, I wanted to know what that was like, because you're doing all kinds of stuff. And so what is it like to be someone in your position? What did it take for you to get there? Where are you going from here? Does it suck? Is it amazing? All that kind of stuff. But my first question, Girl Soup, that's the production company you're affiliated with.
Mm.
What is that? Who picked that name? Girl Soup.
We get that question all the time. So Girl Soup is our creative team of 6 friends and professionals and collaborators. A few of us met in grad school. One of us was dating someone who ended up working with us. One of us was just a really good friend and a really good fit to the team. And we found that through the 6 of us, we each had very distinct strengths, whether it was acting. One of us is a playwright and now screenwriter. One of us is a fantastic cameraman and editor. One of us is an incredible special effects and makeup person. One of us is a director. And so we started to realize, just with this natural group of friends, that we were friends already in our everyday lives, that we could just start making our own projects. And so Girl Soup has become this sort of collective where we go, what do you want to do? Let's make it happen in any way. And I will say, what's also been really cool, because you mentioned, Jeff, you're jumping around. Now you're producing a film. Now you directed a short film. That has come around through Girl Soup also being very open to us all being like, so what do you want to do on the next project? Do you want to try sound design? Do you want to try Foley? What you can handle Foley if you want, or directing in my case for Don't Bother the Neighbors. So there's no like hard and fast rules with who does what in Girl Soup. It really is just like, let's learn this industry. Let's get our feet wet. And we've been really happy with what we've produced so far. So that's Girl Soup in a nutshell, the best that I can explain it.
So let me get this straight. You're a group of friends that wanted to do something, and y'all actually are doing it. You didn't just talk about it. You didn't just have some beer or some whatever and say, yeah, we should do this, and then nobody ever does it, and eventually nothing ever happens. Y'all are actually making it happen. Oh, I
That is
love that.
technically true. Yes.
Oh, I love that so much. So you highlighted that each of you had a particular strength. Which one did you start with?
I was one of our actors and kind of dabbled in writing like a short film script. Our very first project is this short film that we do not make public because it just didn't turn out the way that we wanted. Like, we love it for how silly and fun it is, but when we watch it now, like, it was shot on an iPhone. The sound is all ADR, and we're just like, maybe this one's just for us. But the passion behind it and us working together and having fun with it, I still love the movie because of that. Anyways, I bring up this short film only because these friends in school at Pace University, and we were getting near to graduation. We were like, what are we going to do when we graduate? And I was like, I have this idea for maybe a series of skits that could star the same characters. And my one other friend, who is Ray in Girl Soup, and he starred in Don't Bother the Neighbors, he was like, I got a better idea. Turn it into a short film. I'm going to get Chelsea to direct. I'm going to get Julia, the playwright, to take a look at it. And let's just film this thing. And I was like, okay. And from that energy, so it truly was Raymond's energy that kind of just was like, we're going to do this thing. We got our first project going and we loved working together so much. That was what got the ball rolling. And you've seen the other projects we've done since.
That's really awesome. All you folks out there that want to write a book or want to make this or want to do that, that only happens because you do it. And here's proof that you can do that. There was a whole group of people that do that. I do it myself. Get off their butt, do the work. So that's inspirational. I'm glad you are doing that. But you talked about that movie, that short film you made. What's it called and what's it about?
It's the very first film we ever made.
Yeah.
Was called Stretch. And the idea, I'll tell the plot. I don't mind telling the plot. It's just the film that maybe will never be shown. But the idea was two friends. One is visiting New York. They go up to the roof because this one friend, it's his apartment. He's like, this roof is so awesome. You got to check out the view of New York. It's so cool up here. When they go up there, they check it out and they almost instantly get locked up there. So now they have these harebrained schemes. They're terrible schemes of trying to get off the roof. None of them work. But again, we're playing off this idea of it being stretched. Their relationship is stretched. Their friendship is stretched. There's also this old, I guess one friend had taken his friend's Stretch Armstrong doll and had destroyed it. That was all part of it. So like that came to light too. And so there was this confrontation about his Stretch Armstrong doll. But at the end, they kind of mend ways and they go up to the door. And of course, it's a pull door, not a push door. So they weren't locked up there the whole time. So you can already see, Stephen, like this is kind of the tone of our films. And I'll throw one more small tidbit of just like fun Girl Soup trivia your way. Technically, we tried to connect all of our short films. So that character of Jay, which is Raymond, is also Jay in Don't Bother the Neighbors. We even threw a little picture of these characters, Seth and Jay from Stretch, up on the refrigerator in Don't Bother the Neighbors. So we're trying to do this Stephen King universe thing going on.
So there's a Girl Soup-averse.
The Girl Soup-averse.
It actually exists.
It technically does, yes.
Okay, and while you might look back at Stretch with a feeling of cringe of the production value of it, when I see YouTubers that they look back at their old episodes and they cringe and like, oh, how did anybody watch that? And then they delete them, they take them down. Well, people started watching you for a reason. Leave the thing there. Let it be a testament to where you started, where you came to. So I'm going to ask, and you can say no if you want, but that you put it somewhere. You could put up a title card with a disclaimer saying this was the first thing we did. Be kind to it, understand it. But that sounds creative and it sounds funny. And I'd like to see it just for sake of completionism, if nothing else.
Yeah. You know what? I think I actually agree with you. It should be a testament to what at that point only four of us did with just an iPhone and an idea. We still completed it, came to fruition. But yeah, it is funny to look at where it was and where we are now. That is a little bit of a journey for sure.
Well, I'll keep an eye on your channel to see if that pops up at some point.